Relic hunting on eBay it cannot always be cheap, boys and girls, and there's a lot of fakes out there. And so, as you can see, I'm not spending $6,000 on relics, but other people are, and it's absolutely insane. Look at this. And there are loads of fakes out there. If you see these tubes, these are not real, boys and girls. It's somebody in their kitchen putting chicken bones in these things and selling it to you schmucks at $150. All right, so I have a project going on. I'm going to be making my own holy relics myself. And you might think that's sacrilegious. Yes, I get all these flowers from the garden. I dry them out, and I do all sorts of weird things with them. And all right, so like as you can see here, I got quite a bit of these relics. And now you know what to avoid. You want to stay away from those tube reliquaries. And so let's get this one opened. We'll do this in fast motion. There's what appears to be an old note in here. And it did not say it's coming with any notes or anything. So let's open it up and take a look at this, because this might be really interesting. This might give us provenance to our item, which we didn't open yet. And, all right, I have to be very careful with this. Okay, I'm going to read it and tell you what it says. I had to get a magnifying glass for this one. Okay, so this is about 70 years old. And it says, all right, hold on. I got to lower the camera. There we go. And so we can read this along, boys and girls. All right, so it says, P.S. His feast day is on September the 2nd. And it says, hold on. This is provenance. It says, Dear Mrs. Horm, I'm delighted to pass this first-class relic of Saint Pius X to you. As you, wait, my camera, by the way, is in the way. Like, I'm reading it through my viewfinder, and it's in the way. As you may know, it is very important that you specify in what? Oh, in your will. Oh, Jesus. In your will, oh, here we go. Hold on.
Countersigned Pierre Andre in ink. Honors and benefits already at the age of 9.
I'll be right down, Ma. Gee whiz.
Be sure to what? What was little orphan Annie trying to say? Be sure to what?
I'm trying, guys. Your paper, in your will papers, a definite disposition of it, even if you mention that it be left to whomever, whatever parish you may be in. Of course, priests have great devotion to St. Pius, and I am sure one who has not got one would be definitely, would be delighted, I'm stuttering here, be delighted to have one, as most of them feel the same about him as they do about, let's keep going, about the French parish priest called the Cure of Ars? Okay, we're going to have to check that out. Who is a great saint? A something saint? You're going to probably correct me in the comments below. Meanwhile, keep it with you. Oh, keep it for yourself. Even wear it in a little cloth bag. The document is very important. By the way, we lost the document, unfortunately. It's important to have the original documents. Otherwise, you can't venerate these. Although I'm trying to get the local bishop to venerate these. Okay. Otherwise, it's very important because this relic may be used for public devotion. So without the certificate, it can't be devoted. So there's no devotion to it, unfortunately, even if you have the stamp. As you probably know, it's ex carne. Ex carne in Latin means of the flesh, means of the flesh. Yes, there we go. Wow, me and this person think alike. A first-class relic means part of the body, and is I can't even. Usually, ex carne or ex ossibus, which is of the bone. Oh, they wrote that, of the bone. I did not read this, I can assure you. I know it will bring you great help and comfort, and I am delighted to pass it on to you. Cordially yours, Madeline G, maybe? McHugh. Oh, we're going to do a lot of Googling in another video, boys and girls. And it says, December 10th, the Red Horse, Redding Ridge, Connecticut. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely amazing. This is absolutely amazing. All right, we're going to open this in fast motion. Okay, so I got really excited. You know why? Because, oh wait, it says something on the top that I didn't notice before. It says, P.S. His feast day is on September the 2nd. Very interesting. Okay, so now not only do we have the relic, now 9 times out of 10, these are supposed to come with a certificate from the postular general or the bishop of whatever like group he was with, or the Vatican. Even before it was the Vatican, whatever it was, but there would be some kind of like certificate. But there is no certificate 9 times out of 10. They go missing. And it's amazing that this paper has not gone missing. And so now it really gives us a story of who owned it and how somebody was giving somebody else a blessing. Now, Pope Pius X, now this is blessed. You'll see the letter B in front of it. Why I'm even more excited. Because this was before he became a saint. So if it has the B instead of an S in front of the name, it was when he became, I believe it's called beatified. So that was in 1951. In 1954, he became a saint. So this is really exciting. So we know that this letter was created somewhere between 1951 and 1954. Now, if we get up close, we're going to go zooming in there. We do see the ex carne, which is of the flesh. Somebody must have had the original certificate with it at the time, because it would have said, and it would have specified on the certificate, ex carne or ex ossibus, or it could be pertaining to a second class relic like ex indumentus. Like I showed you the faker ones. The more realistic ex indumentus ones would have been an actual piece of cloth from the saint. So anything worn by a saint, touched by a saint in their lifetime, like whether it be a pen they used or a Bible or a stocking they wore or a hat or a tunic, would be a second class relic. But something that comes from the body of a saint would be a first class relic. So I'm so excited. Now, it should have a wax seal on the back, and you're really not going to want to tamper too much with it. But if you slide it off gently, it should have a stamp on the back. It does. Oh, I just dropped the backing. Okay, so let's read what it says. Oh, look at that. Okay, this is definitely authentic. It says Pi, P-I-I, short for Pius, P-P meaning Pope, and X, Pope Pius X. So this is the real deal. We got the strings are uncut. If this was tampered with and played around with, by the way, I have dirt in my nails. Sorry about that. I was gardening. And yeah, so that would have been tampered with if the strings were cut. It is not tampered with. This is the real deal, boys and girls. So as with any relic, what you really want to do is get a reliquary for it. And a reliquary, they're not cheap. They're generally made out of gold-plated metal. Like, actually, you're really supposed to use the most expensive metal that money can buy to house them in. But in my case, since I'm not actually wealthy in any shape or form, I'm going to put it in a brass reliquary. Let's go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Just really fast, I'm going to show you, I clean it with SIMICHORME and a rag that actually is supposed to be a silver polishing rag, but you can use it for anything. I cleaned half of it, and I cleaned the glass with lens cleaner. You can get that on Amazon. It's really cheap. And I just put a little bit of the pink stuff on here, and you can see half of this is shining already. And you should see the filth that comes off of these. It's absolutely insane. And you just keep rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. And when you're done, you use the buffing side of this rag. I'll give you a link in the description below on how you can clean and care for your relics. You don't want to get any moisture on the inside of the glass, otherwise it's done for. So I'm just putting just a tad bit of cleaner on my rag on the edges, and then I'm just going on the outer edge and just buffing and cleaning. And then with the glass, you don't want to get it too saturated because it can drip past the glass and get inside the theca. If that happens, goodbye relic. Your relic is now done with. But look at all the filth that is coming off of this. And you can see it's starting to shine. All right, so after you go around the whole entire perimeter of your theca, which is containing your relic. By the way, when I wet it with the lens cleaner, I just misted a tiny bit onto a rag and then dried it, wiped across really fast and then dried it as quickly as possible. But the filth that just came off of this is amazing. And so you're going to just get the buffing side of your cloth, and then you want to just give it a quick buff. And you want to place this on something padded. And you can see the dirt that just came off of this thing as I was cleaning it. But so you want to just get around it and just rub, and you see dirt is still coming off onto the buffing side of the rag. You just want to get around it. Now, this is over 70 years old, and so is that letter. So these things have great age to it, although not antique, and so you just want to get around it and give it a good shine. And then what I'll do is a quick rub across the glass center to take away any of the hairs that might have just formed on it, and then place it in the reliquary. So there we go. And really fast, I'm going to show you. I did not clean the back. Let me just move this out of the way. I did not clean the back, and the reasoning is because I want the person that owned it before me's fingerprints on it. Just not on the front, on the display side. All right, so I got my reliquary, and I had the cotton batting. This bag contains cotton batting in it. And, yeah, I pronounced it wrong because I'm New York. And, all right, so you want to, like, centerize it, like, so that it's not tilted. And you want to place your relic in here. And by the way, my hands are covered in filth from cleaning this thing. So excuse it. So you want it, like, centered as best as you can get it in there. Centered as best as possible. And then you want to get a piece of cloth. It could be anything. Velveteen, cotton. And I wanted, yeah, that's centered in there. All right, so I cut out a sloppy, like I did a sloppy job. And I got a shish kebab stick. Don't know if you can see that. You don't need one, but it will help. And you want to get the cloth. This is cheap velveteen that I get on Amazon. I want to place my finger right in the center and try as best as I can not to have it move. And I want to get the pieces of cotton batting around, going perfectly around exactly where my finger is. And I'm trying to get this out of the way. And you just want to keep making it so that it's perfectly distanced on all sides, going around it. And it's not going to be perfect. You're going to end up like probably spewing a few expletives. And you just want to keep stuffing it. And then sometimes it moves out of the spot that you want it to be in. And it doesn't actually work the way you want it to. And you have to like play around. And so I'm trying to get this cotton in here as best as I can. And stuff it down inside the crevices of the actual relic. I see another spot that is loose. And you're just going to push it with your stick as much as you can to get it around the theka that's holding your relic inside of it. And you're going to keep on doing that as best as you can and make sure that there's a equal distance around it. And sometimes you're going to find that that doesn't work out the way you want it to. So you flip it over and you give it a quick test and you try to see, well, how close am I? Am I really off here? And so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to give it a flip. And yeah, it's way off. So what you're going to do is just push it with your finger into the spot you want it to be. And if it pushes itself back, then you know you have to add more cotton on the opposite side. But we're good. It looks like we're good here. So we want to finish this up. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that the door shuts on the back. So you don't want to overstuff it, but just enough so it's not going to move. And then you're going to push your material in and your cotton. And if it sticks out, that's why you have your shish kebab stick. You can actually, without tampering and moving the theka around, you can just tuck it. Give it a little tuck in there. And then you want to make sure the little door on the back is secure and snug. And then you're going to look at your relic and you're going to say, oh, I got it in there. Thank God. All right, and now your relic is actually in there. It's centered in the way that you want it to be. And that pretty blue color, you can see the velvet I put it. You can choose any color you want. Actually gives it, I'm just going to move my camera a little, gives it that really royal look. You can choose burgundy, you can choose gold, any color you want. And because there's always going to be a space, your relic is never going to, your relic in the theka is never going to fit perfectly in the circle of these reliquaries. And be careful, when you do buy a reliquary, make sure that the viewing window actually is big enough to show your relic. All right, so now we got all our relics out. We got this. Now, I got this for a very, very good price. Generally, these sell it on eBay for about $500 to $900 without these reliquaries or these reliquary holders. Why won't we focus? Focus, there we go. And I got this on Amazon. This I got for about $50 with tax and shipping. And, well, shipping was included because I have Prime. But the more fancy ones that you see in the background will set you back at least $100 to $250 to $300. But this one is more affordable. Let's get a focus again. There we go. And made it so that I can actually afford to put Pope Pius where he belongs. Pope Pius X, to be precise. So let's talk really fast about Pope Pius X. Okay, I forgot. I always give them... Oh, I dropped it. I always give all my relics a tassel. Just to give it that, like, extra decorated look. And, Yeah, this one is imperfect. Okay, there we go. And I got that on Amazon as well. I get a box, well, a bag of 20 of these burgundy colored tassels. But Pope Pius X, he's the easiest holy first class relic to find that's affordable. Why? Because pretty much his way of thinking was traditional, and he was Pope from 1903, I believe, to 1914. And his way of thinking was very traditional. He was anti-liberal, basically modernist. He did not want the church to change, and he said, liberal Catholics are basically, what did he call them? Are the devil. Like a liberal Catholic is a wolf in sheep's clothing. And so he was so strict and so, non-progressive, like today's people are more progressive, that he actually pissed a lot of people off, and a lot of people don't want to collect him. I thought I'd take you guys outside. So a lot of people of today, we're pretty much 50-50. It's very windy out, by the way. And either we're really like more conservative minded or more liberal minded. And so now he's not as popular with 50% of the population. So you'll find a lot more relics of him that like less people are interested in, which is good because I really like him. I'm more of a conservative. I have very conservative viewpoints. I'm not a right winger, but I have my beliefs are very much on par with his. So that's why I really get excited when I get another relic of his, which I think this one is number 9. Number 9, I have first and second class relics of his. More first class actually, because they're easier to get and more affordable. Although a lot of people on eBay, when they list these, are listing them for between $500 to $900 for a first class Pope Pius X relic. I got this one for $130, and then I had to pay for the reliquary. So you can only imagine this was actually a bargain, and you're like, a bargain? And I really love it. And so I'm going to put his picture to the right of this. And so Pope Pius X was a very traditionalist pope. Either people love him or hate him in today's day and age. Back then, he was a hero. He was a wonderful pope. And now things have changed. And he would roll over in his grave if he saw the modernists are now like pretty much taking over things and taking the traditional out of religion and changing all the rules and all the stuff like that. And people are actually either for it or against it. And so there you go. Thanks for watching. Now, this was a great score. I will guarantee you that you will not get scores like I do. If you're looking for these, so don't even bother trying. It's very hard for me to convince people to sell these to me for the low prices. For the prices that are under $500. Do I spend $500 on a relic? I think like 3 of them I did, the ones I really wanted. But for the most part, I won't spend it. And you're supposed to get these for free, actually. You're supposed to give it away or give it to your local priest or bishop where they can venerate it and multiple people can enjoy it. You're not supposed to hoard these. Now, do I hoard these? The answer is now, yes, I do. But I'm talking to 2 Catholic priests in my local area about sharing these out with the church, not giving it to them to keep, but to share it out so people can venerate and actually enjoy these. So this was really great because we had the wonderful, amazing, what's the word I'm looking for? Provenance papers that came with it. Although it didn't come with the original certificate, that really, really, really was exciting to see. Now, in the thing it said to will it out to the French priest. Well, apparently the French priest did not get this. Quite interesting. Thanks for watching. See you guys all soon, and so long.